Well, hello my pretties. So just like the video title suggests, what do you lose first if you're to stop working out entirely? Is it going to be your cardio, heart and lung fitness, or is it going to be your muscular and strength fitness? Quickly, it's going to be your cardio, heart and lungs fitness before your muscular fitness. So stick around for the video. I will explain why, how that happens, and some solutions, what you can do about it. I'm also going to tie that into what you can do to maintain as much fitness as you can to get back into it as efficiently as possible if you go through something like an operation like I recently had 8 days ago. It was a minor operation, but still, it was enough to where I was not allowed to exercise at all, especially not vigorously until sometime later, at least the first few days or so. So I didn't do any exercise at all, not even light exercise for the past 8 days, but I went into this being fully nourished by what I ate. Lots of content on that. Check it out. Orgasmicpathways.com is my website. Orgasmicpathways.com. And also my fitness was so high. And muscular strength, cardio, heart, lungs, all that stuff. Okay? So going into it, big deal when you're going into a procedure of some kind that you're going to need to recovery from, a controlled trauma, if you will, in a hospital environment. So when you stop working out, your heart and lungs, your cardio fitness, wherever it was peaking at, it doesn't matter how healthy you are. This is true for everybody. It takes about 48 hours, so a couple of days, for you to begin losing gains that you've made on your cardio fitness, no matter what kind of shape you are in. Your muscles, your strength, that takes all the reading I used to do on that stuff. Anywhere from a couple of weeks to maybe as long as a month until you start to notice that difference. So I thought I would put that to the test right now. And so I did. So it's been 8 days. First, I got on the treadmill. And it's true. So I was doing sub 6-minute miles, like 5 minutes, 40 seconds, 5 minutes, 50 seconds. I think my best is around 5:33 or almost 5.5 minutes, something like that for 1 mile. So a long distance sprinter. It's pretty exciting. Usually it's one or the other, sprinter or distance. How about long distance sprinting? So I got on the treadmill today. My goal was to just do a 6-minute mile if I could, and I would have been happy if it was a little over 6 minutes. Believe me, I'd have been fine with that. But I did it. Couldn't believe it. I did it in 6 minutes. It was a huge challenge. Less than halfway through, I already had to start turning on the mental gymnastics and psyching myself up and calling myself a wuss, like, no, you wuss. Like the voice would go, I gotta stop, I gotta fall back, and it's okay if it's 6.5 minutes. And immediately, gut response to that internal talk was, no, you wuss, you stick with it, you can do it, this will be awesome, make a great video. So I guess this video was part of the mental gymnastics, but I did it. It was awesome. And so after that, well, by the way, I'll get back there, like second or maybe third workout, I will be sub 6 minutes again. It'll come back quickly. So right after that, after taking about 10 minutes to rest and recover, my heart rate came down more slowly. The recovery took a little bit longer than it usually does. The ability to recover, to bring your heart rate back down, is a huge indicator of fitness as well, cardio fitness. But after that, I got to the weight section. I just wanted to do 1 set of shoulder presses. Like typically on my heavy days, for this thin guy, 45-pound dumbbells. That's pretty good for a guy that's thin like me. So 45-pound dumbbells, I'm like, well, let's see. If I have to fall back to 40s, so be it. So I did it, 45 pounds. I didn't lose an ounce of strength. And I did that a total of 8 times per arm, alternating arms. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 8 times. Couldn't do a 9th one. And that's exactly where I was at. It's that running and pushing myself. My throat itches now after that. So that was tough. So I didn't lose anything strength-wise, and it's been 8 days of no exercise. Cardio, definitely lost some, but not a huge amount. My recovery time, definitely lost some, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, the recovery's actually kind of rough, but oh well, I pushed myself really hard. So I've already gone over what you can do about it going into a procedure, a controlled trauma in a hospital, like an operation of some kind. Any reason you might have to stop exercising for a period of time. You just go into it with an overflow of nutrition, plant-based proteins, minerals, trace minerals, vitamins, all those things that goes to the health of your cells, your 1 trillion cells, and healthy blood panels and all that stuff, and overload on vitamins, especially the water-soluble ones, and somewhat on the proteins and trace minerals. And then your body has the raw materials that it needs to maximize the efficiency of your recovery from such a traumatic event. And then it'll be easier when you're able to pick back up again to get back into it, as I've demonstrated today. And I so love that I did it, so not just for myself, but so I can share it with all of you and maybe inspire some of you to make some changes. Also, the hospital visits, at least the operations, those are more planned. So there could be an emergency that happens, a car accident or who knows, where it's unplanned. Emergency situations are unplanned, hence emergency. So it's good to just live that way anyway, just in case, just because. You maximize the odds to be in your favor, right? Put the statistics of probabilities right in your favor. You stack the cards, you stack the deck in your favor, the deck of cards of life in your favor. Okay, so that's what I recommend for so many reasons. This video is focused on the reason of recovering from trauma, and also to answer the question, what do you lose first if you stop working out? Is it going to be muscles or cardio? It's definitely cardio. It's covered in so much literature. Like, I didn't need to do this to prove it. I just wanted to do it for myself, to experience it for myself. And this was a great opportunity to do it, because it's not like I was going to just stop working out and fall off the wagon. I've been on the wagon since August of 2007. At the time of this video, it is, what day is it? My watch isn't telling me what day. It's May 29th, I think it is. May 29th or May Thursday, May 29th or May 30th. Correct me in the comments, of 2024, and I started in August of 2007. I've never fallen off the wagon. So this was a perfect opportunity to like have the lived experience of what if I don't work out for a week or or whatever. Man, can't wait to bring my throat back to normal after that. That was rough stuff, man. So now my recovery experience is green vegetable juice along with a plant-based vegan chocolate, no sugar added, nutritious protein / meal shake with just superfood ingredients in it, all completely raw, plant-based. You get about an hour after vigorous working out where you can replenish those nutrients at a much higher rate, thereby increasing the efficiency of your recovery. And after a vigorous workout, recovery is the name of the game, the efficiency of that recovery, because that's going to determine how quickly you can get back into your next hard, vigorous workout. And the more quickly you can do that safely by living the lifestyle and timing nutrients and so forth, the more quickly and efficiently you can do that, the quicker your gains are going to be in your fitness and in your health, your cardio output, lungs, heart, all that stuff, your blood panels, all of that stuff. And I wasn't planning on talking about this, but one thing you can do, you have to be in a clinical setting somewhere. The measurement for your fitness is what they call VO2 max. Insurance is probably not going to cover it unless there's a specific reason that the doctor has to do it. Otherwise, you'll probably pay out of pocket for it. And that's typically why people don't do it. And most people don't even know about it. But it is the measurement to measure your fitness. So what it does, VO2 max stands for volume of oxygen consumed maximum. So volume, O2, oxygen, maximum. So your body, when you're working hard, vigorously, a hard workout, there's only so much oxygen that can be delivered at a time to your working cells, and only so much that can be consumed. So there's a maximum, a threshold of that. When you cross that threshold, it's known as the anaerobic / aerobic threshold, or the lactic acid threshold. And so what happens is, if you're working out within a certain cardio range, you're able to go long distance, and your body is able to deliver oxygen to those working muscles fast enough to keep up with the demand that your body is putting on that oxygen consumption, so you can go long term. So when you cross that threshold, that means you're working so hard that your body is no longer able to deliver that oxygen at the rate that your muscles are putting on the demand for that oxygen. So then you have to stop. You have to catch your breath and then recover quickly, you know, a breath or two, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, then boom, you're back into it. So momentary muscular failure, that's where that comes from. So as your fitness increases, the volume of oxygen that you can consume at once also increases, which means that your VO2 maximum goes up, which means that you can do a harder workload. You can output more energy before you cross that threshold. It's pretty cool, right? It's very cool. And that is the measurement for like the clinical way, empirical, objective way where you can like look at numbers and say, oh, cool. Outside of that, it's just, you know, you're getting fitter when you can last longer before you're fatigued. I mean, your VO2 max is certainly going up when you feel that. And when your recovery is quicker, your resting heart rate, that you take your pulse first thing in the morning before getting out of bed, that drops a little lower. Those things are happening. You know that your VO2 max is increasing. You just don't know by how much. But so there you have it. A lot in one video, but there's so many things that relate. I think everything relates to everything while trying to maintain a focus on what the topic matter is of this video. So I hope you got a lot out of this. Feel free to share it with other people. And Orgasmic Pathways, my website. I got tons of free workouts on there. And you can get the shake I like a lot. If you buy the shake, it's something I earn a commission from. Just putting that out there, so that there's full disclosure and no surprises. And I love new customers, so feel free to get this. It's where I call it chocolate orgasms, so check it out. And lots of healthy recipes, all for free, and an accumulation of knowledge, of wealth. Since I started that major resource center back in 2010 or 2011, something like that is when I started it. So it's a lot of years of adding content to it, thousands of pieces of content. It's an enormous building resource for you to take advantage of and share it with other people. Sharing is caring. And drink lots of water too after your workouts, cardio or aerobic or anaerobic. If you're doing anaerobic, the vigorous workouts, it's also helpful to take in calories too, just the right kind of calories in addition to water. Bye for now, my pretties.